Welcome back to the Crystal Palace save on FC26. As I record this exact moment, I don't yet know if this is going to be the season finale or not, because we've got games to come in the Premier League and in the Conference League, but you'll know because the title will tell you whether it's the season finale or not. So slight spoilers ahead for you guys that are watching live. You'll kind of be able to put two and two together as to what the hell happens today based on the title of the video. But we've got 4 games to go in the Premier League. We're 8 points clear of Aston Villa. So we're not far away from guaranteeing Champions League football for next season. There is 1 point in the title fight right now because in the last episode we beat City and then rather dramatically at Anfield beat Liverpool as well to put ourselves in a great spot for qualifying for the blue aspect of European football next season and to add some spice to the title fight. Today, we're going to be adding spice to the relegation fight as well because 3 of those remaining 4 games are Everton, Bournemouth and Brentford. Yikes. So apologies in advance for potentially relegating all 3 of them if results go against them. But it's really tight at the bottom as well. Look, just 3 points separate 20th placed Burnley with 16th placed Brentford, and everybody below, apart from Everton who've played 35, have a game in hand on Brentford, and then subsequently 2 on Everton, who look maybe a little bit doomed. We're Bournemouth's next game. We're Everton's next game. We've got Brentford after West Ham. Leeds have Burnley next as well, which is giant. So it's potentially all change everywhere throughout the course of the division. We'll be simming this first one against Bournemouth, but rotating the side quite a bit because I want my first team players available for the big game against... I say big game. I mean, it's a European semi-final. It's just not necessarily a big opponent with Vallecano on the horizon. So Malagusto will have to play. God, if it lets me sim with Henderson in goal, I will do it. And it's going to let me do it with Henderson in goal. We get a 2-1 defeat against Bournemouth. Because, of course, we do. So the Champions League fight goes on. Villa beat Spurs. So it really is still all to play for there. So there's going to be more games in this episode that I have to play than I hoped there was going to be. 5 points now the gap with 9 points available in that fight for the Champions League spaces. That's annoying, isn't it? I thought against 17th place Bournemouth, that would be a simple dub. 'Twas not. Well then, Vallecano away after a 2-1 defeat in the first leg. We need to go and win in Spain. But with the way that we've been playing recently, we have to be confident of doing so. So let's go and do so. Vallecano with Batalla in goal. The very quick Ratu at right back. And Mesha up top. You see in a cam spot that actually it's more of a false 9 than it is a cam, as opposed to a 4-1-2-1-2 narrow, but we know that they can beat us because they have done already, so now we just need to prove to them that we can beat them. So let's go and do it. And that is Leyoun, formerly of Newcastle, in their back line as well. Camelo. This feels like a very high camera angle for some reason. Lucas and Mesha. Shouldn't really be here, having recently just moved to Leeds. It's another one of the transfers we would need to redo with a live editor when the opportunity arrives. I don't remember the camera angle being this high when we played here with Valencia, quite frankly. This is a really... I feel almost a little bit motion sicky playing this high up. Is that a hand in there? Well, yes, I think there was, but nothing was given. Just a little dink looking for Ismail Assar here. And, well, Moomin has done brilliantly. Bad memories, it says, for the manager. I think it's probably just because we lost the first leg against them. Oh, there you go! That's what Quintin Timber's got in the locker, and we've tried to get out of it a number of times this season. Finally, we have managed to score a powerful long ranger with the Dutchman. And it is quite the long ranger indeed. Well, we are level on aggregate now. Take your touch and let rip. No stopping that. Thank you very much. Golazo, golazo, golazo. We are in front on the night, level on aggregate, and hopefully plenty of time to score plenty more goals. Pedro Diaz into Lucas and Mesha. Unai Lopez. Tried to just nip in there and couldn't. Oscar Valentin. Wharton has gotten it away. Sar's gone. As he touched, going to be good enough. Well, aggregate scoreline overturned. This is why I simmed the first game, because I thought we'd be good enough to get a comfortable result. Apparently we weren't, but apparently we are. 2-0. Oscar Valentin and Cameo. Well in by Maxence Lacroix. To do it again is Lucas and Mesha. Cameo, Unai Lopez. Oh, it's poor. And they've committed a lot of men forward here as well. Aye, maybe I should have just gone straight for Sar over the top regardless. Pedro Diaz looking to get forward now. 2 minutes, 5 minutes to go, and a 2-0 lead here in this first half. Pump. Early in Uche, or well up Uche. Use the fullback, down the line, inside to the centre mid, and look for Uche. Well, that's the sort of defending you expect from a 3-back. Space everywhere in that Vallecano defence. 3-0, game over. We're on our way to we're on our way to a European final. Pino. Up we go with Diamande. One of those anywhere but there, and that's a goal chances. But straight down the throat of the goalkeeper, unfortunately. I'd never noticed it in the... to be fair, we might have simulated this game in the Valencia save, to be honest, in Season 1. So we might not actually have played here, which is why I would not have noticed the change in the camera angle that we mentioned earlier. That's why I also didn't notice that behind the goal to the right isn't a stand. It's a wall and then some flats behind it. That's a great goal by Vallecano. They're back in it. 3-1 on 3-1 on the night, sorry. 4-3 on aggregate, and they're going straight back to the halfway line because they've got a lot more football to do. But it's really well worked. Excellent movement. Our defence was a lot more compact than theirs, but they still found the space to play the through ball. It's annoying. 3-1 and 4-3. Let's just go and score again, shall we, please, if we can. Never mind. There's that wall to the right-hand side. If we do score at that end and we get some highlights showing you what's behind that wall as well, then I will leave it in the video. Cameo at the minute is in behind us, let alone in behind that wall. Keeper's out for it though. Cameo, EC, Manuel Lopez, Oscar Valentin, Cameo again, EC. Kicks that straight against Slater, but it falls straight back to him, and Lucas Amesha's in the box, and he's beaten the defender, and he's fired it straight at Dean Henderson. With 15 minutes to go, they might not get a better chance, and he had enough time and space there to really do a bit more with it than that. Jones, I mean, there's so much room here for Ismail Assar. What are they doing? Can we find a teammate? Turn, pass, yes, someone else. It's Scott Wharton. It's Adam Wharton, not Scott Wharton, Ches. Adam Wharton. Scott Wharton's his bloody brother. You've made that mistake before. No fourth goal for us on the night yet. No fifth goal on aggregate. It still hangs in the single goal balance. Oscar Valentin and Lucas Amesha. There's Cameo. Lays that short. Gets it back again. EC. Cameo. Very important block by Diamande. And that's a free kick for them, I think, for a handball from Uche. I have turned handballs for penalties on in this save and the Valencia save in the last couple of episodes that you've seen, but actually we haven't had one yet, which I think is actually probably kind of refreshing because it means that it's not as BS as it used to be. It's Mainu. Couldn't keep hold of the ball. We can keep the pressure on though and maybe force a mistake from this Vallecano backline at the very least. We can keep the ball away from the other end of the pitch, which we've done well, and the referee, in a small part, sends us through to the Conference League final. Well, it was pretty straightforward in the end, and Crystal Palace have reached another final, this time on the European stage. It's probably what they're expected to do in real life as well. In the Valencia save, Palace did win the Conference League, so there's expectation from a virtual perspective as well. We know that they can do it. The question is, can I do it? And it will be AEK Athens or Fiorentina that we play in the final. which is to come at some point in the future. Either it will be Fiorentina, I think, because I think the first leg was a 1-1 draw. Oh, no, it wasn't a 1-1 draw. It was a 3-1 Fiorentina win. Never mind. We're through. Fiorentina are through. I think Fiorentina are the one side that I actually fear, to be honest, in the whole setup of the Conference League. Right. New email from the Crystal Palace board. Prize. Oh, it's just prize money. Okay, moving forward then. Everton at home. This one I will also sim. Maybe foolishly, but I think we should get what we need from it with a fully fit team. By 3-2, we do get the victory. Curtis Jones sent off at 2-2. We then take the lead, and Ndiaye has a goal. No, it's not a goal disallowed, is it? That's a penalty missed. Unbelievable. 4 minutes later. So that might be us guaranteed Champions League football next season. It might not. It's 5 points the gap, and Aston Villa are 6 points available, but they've still got Spurs as their next game. We've got Brentford next. Curtis Jones suspended. I think we play Brentford because I don't really want to go into... Oh, I don't care about the bloody job market. I don't really want to go into the Arsenal game needing a result. So I'd rather play Brentford, get the result, and then sim Arsenal, in all honesty. So we will head to the G-Tech and hopefully be able to get the result that we want. It keeps saying that Dino is suspended, but he... Sorry, not suspended. Dino's injured and unavailable, but he is available now. So it's another... Oh no, it's gone now. All right. Maybe it's just an old one that I needed to get rid of from when he actually first got injured. Regardless, let's go and play Brentford. Let's seal Champions League football here and now. Because, as you can see there, Aston Villa have... Oh, that's the wrong one, Ches. Aston Villa have played their match day 37 as we approach this one, and they have won against Tottenham. So the gap is 2 points. We only need a point against Brentford, really, with the goal difference as it is. So let's go and get that point, shall we? Brentford will line up in a 4-2-3-1 here. Their Premier League survival on the line. Quavin Kelleher in goal for them. Coyote Araujo, Collins and Ulrich. Yarmoliuk and Jordan Henderson, with Ouattara, Sharda and Damsgaard sat behind Jonas Vint up top. They have an alright team with alright options on the bench. We have actually made a couple of changes to our starting lineup heading into this one, because I didn't actually check the calendar to see when the Conference League final will be, and I didn't want to be missing a handful of key players for that final if they weren't fit enough. So Rudoni's in, Mateta's in, S is in, and DSLC starts at centre-back as well. Outside of that, we are as you would have expected us to be. Only a point needed from our remaining 2 games to guarantee Champions League football. Surely, it's just a matter of time, right? Oh, lovely spin. Ouattara's written me off there. Henderson written himself off there. Sideways to Timber. And look at the space over here. Lovely ball by Timber looking for Jeremy Pino, who just quite simply... ran away from the ball. That hit a hand, apparently, so it wouldn't have counted had it gone in, but it would have been bloody laughable had it done so. Stunned me there with that throw. Vint. Damsgaard. Flattened. What a challenge, Maxence Lacroix. You can hear the Brentford fans roaring their team on. They know that this game is just as important for them at the bottom end of the table as it is for us towards the top. Thomas Araujo, Nathan Collins, Jonas Vint, and Damsgaard forces the save out of Henderson. The pressure is real at the moment at the back. Ouattara with another corner, delivered well, flicked on by Essa as far as Coyote here. The right back will find Jordan Henderson. He finds Vint, and I couldn't tell you how Dean Henderson has kept that out, quite frankly, but he has done. By the skin of our teeth, we stay at 0-0. If we lose this, we will still need to go to Arsenal and get a result, which is not guaranteed. Maybe return it back to him in a moment. Wharton. Dipping, but not dipping enough. Still 10 minutes to go in this first half, and Well, but quite frankly, that's as good as we've gotten offensively. And Brentford have come as close as they could get without scoring. So refreshing that goalkeepers are actually competent this year, isn't it? On 24. Jeremy Pino into Wharton. Pino's going. Pino's gone. Looking for Mateta. For the first time, we have a penalty for handball. Thomas Araujo has used a hand there in challenging for the header. Can't quite see it. I think he's gone up Maradona style. Let's have a look. Because I said in live chat earlier, or said to live chat earlier, if we get any penalties that are obvious BS, then I will purposefully miss them. But if this isn't obvious BS, no, he's gone up with he has gone up with a hand there. It's weird. It's kind of hard to tell because the focus is weird. But well, it's actually his teammate that's headed it down onto his arm. He's also potentially, well, not potentially, he has elbowed Mateta in the face. So, quite frankly, it should be a penalty for that as well, I think, for the elbow to the face. So, yes, penalty for us for both the handball and the foul. And it is going to be Jean-Philippe from the spot to maybe score the goal to send us to the Champions League. We'll go and celebrate in front of those Crystal Palace fans, but it is going to be... boom! Jean-Philippe Mateta with his 8th goal of the season into the top left-hand corner, Nick Voltemade style. Actually, not quite as good as Nick Voltemade. But regardless, it still counts. 1-0 Palace. Eagles beating Bees. I can't quite get that. Ref? Not a foul, apparently. Slater hurt from it too. I mean, that was a foul, let's just be honest. Ouattara. He's in. Oh, and I nearly fouled him too. Oh, and Dino hasn't kept this one out. Good reflexes to get to it. But perhaps because he wasn't set properly, didn't have enough behind the arm to stop it from going in. It still goes over the line and not over the top of the bar. And Brentford might be getting an invaluable point here for them. It's an invaluable point for us as well, but obviously 3 would have been more... would have been more convincing. He's just gone up for it quickly, Dino. And yeah, it's hit him like bottom of the wrist. And he's not been able to tip it over the top. It's not great. But you can understand why he wasn't able to get the exact save on it that he wanted, considering the power of the shot and the close nature of it to him. Can we immediately go at the other end? Oh, and go and take the lead again? The answer's no. 25 to go. It still is enough to guarantee Champions League football, but Slater's recovered from that injury that they're now talking about, or were talking about. It's still enough to qualify us for Europe, but now obviously puts us in a situation where if Brentford score again, we will need a result against Arsenal. Croupy on for them for Ouattara, a young man that has been recommended a few times in comment sections. If he scores against me, it might cause me to hold so much of a grudge that I don't sign him ever. Well held, Dino. Oscar Dawley off the bench here to try and help us hold on to what we've got at the very least. Jeremy Pino can't find a way past Kyoto at right back. We don't have ourselves the opportunity for a winning goal as it stands. Only a couple of changes made, but still hopefully enough to help us keep the scoreline as a minimum as it is. Well in Quinton Timber. Looking for Romanessa. Oh, he tried to skill his way past the defender and it just didn't work, unfortunately. Matthias Jensen off the bench for them. Might bring Eddie Nketiah on, actually, just for a little bit more pace through the middle, as opposed to the brute strength and force of Mateta or Uche. Not that a lack of outright pace has stopped Uche from being phenomenal this season. This is brilliant from Brentford until they made that decision to take a step back. That's really poor from Dino, but it does allow me the opportunity to take Mateta off and bring Nketiah on. So how fast Uche is now. Still only 73 pace, 66 acceleration, 78 sprint speed. Which is similar to Mateta, actually. But for some reason, Uche just plays much better. Is it the dribbling? No? I don't know why Uche plays better. He's just more agile. Much more agile. Balance. Where's balance? He's just more agile and got better balance by about 10 on each front. That's why. That makes the difference. It really does make a lot of difference not having the agility, sorry. I thought he was going to touch that straight off the pitch there. Here's Jonas Vint. We're into the last moments here. Did I hit an arm for Slater? It didn't. Keep it in, lad. Quickly round the corner was the safest thing to do there rather than try and squeeze it back to the keeper and make a mistake. Timber and Ketia and Oscar Dawley. I'll lift it. Try and take the defender out of the game. Jeremy Pino's going to get to the byline. Stand the cross up to the back post. Lekelle's going to get there, but there's the final whistle. Now I am certain that we don't lose to Arsenal by 4 or 5 and Villa don't win their game by 4 or 5 on the final day. So I would imagine that that is Champions League football for us, all but guaranteed. I'm not sure who they have on the final day, they being Aston Villa, of course. We shall find out. In fact, we can tell just from this. They've got Manchester City, who are now top of the table. Liverpool throwing the title away. Liverpool were, wow, with 4 games to go, Liverpool were a point clear. They could be 4 points behind on the final day. Liverpool's results have been awful recently. They have absolutely bottled this title. The last game against them for us must have thrown them, because we scored late on to win after they scored slightly earlier on to equalise at 2-2. They went and beat Manchester United. Jesus, Arsenal 6, West Ham 1. Liverpool have then drawn 3-3 against Chelsea and then lost to Aston Villa. Whereas City have just been winning every single game since we beat them. They took the defeat much better than Liverpool did. And as such, Liverpool have thrown away, I'm sure of it, with City having Bournemouth next, Liverpool have thrown away the Premier League title. Everton are relegated. Burnley can survive, but no. Look at the goal difference. Burnley are relegated. Leeds definitely can survive. They need to beat West Ham to do so. Brentford need a point against Liverpool to guarantee survival. Bournemouth are safe. Brentford fans, that point for them against us is not as big as it could have been if the goal difference weren't as far apart. If the goal difference was similar, then that extra point would have made a massive difference for them. But I think Brentford are probably safe. And I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain, it's probably already happened, that Liverpool have thrown the title away. Manchester City beat Bournemouth and they will win the Premier League. Liverpool have bottled it. We are 3 points clear of Villa. Villa have Manchester City. We have Arsenal. And I'm comfortable enough to sim that. I really am. Because we're not going to see a goal difference swing of that size. So the only thing that can change now is Leeds or Brentford getting relegated, I believe. Let's have a look at the other European positions, actually. Spurs and Newcastle very much fighting it out for that 6th spot and the Conference League position. Man United aren't going to get there because of goal difference. Similarly for Chelsea. Spurs and Newcastle, that will be decided there. So we will sim this game against Arsenal. Because it means, actually, let me just double check when the game against Fiorentina is. Oh, stupid bug. Double check when the game against Fiorentina is. It's midweek, right. Completely altered 11 and hope that Arsenal don't beat us by 6. Because let's be honest, we want everybody fully fit for the game midweek in the European competition. So Yashari can come in. Disasi can come in. Hendo will play because that's fine. And that team, hopefully, won't lose by 7 or 8 goals. It's lost by 4 goals to 2. Eza with the one to absolutely seal it. After Saka scored twice. Declan Rice injured for them at the end there. And Villa lost 2-0 against Manchester City. Crystal Palace are a Champions League team for next season after finishing 4th in the Premier League. 169, 170 million, give or take, in the kitty. And tomorrow we will have the suit out for a European final special. And we've not had that for a long time. Up to 70 rated now is young Danny Slater. And hopefully we can continue to get some good growth out of him. I mean, this is still going to be the obvious one to train him at, isn't it? Even though he's plus. Because we need those defensive stats to get better before we start thinking about training his passing or anything like that. Need him to just be better in the tackle. Stamina's 81 as well. We'll leave it as is for now. Well, join me then tomorrow. What's this? Oh, Player of the Season. Eric Cantona is going to give Player of the Season. Is it our Player of the Season or is it the Premier League Player of the Season? I'm not sure. It's not branded at all. It's our Player of the Season because I'm pretty sure Dean Henderson wouldn't get Player of the Season in the Premier League. But congratulations, Dino. Despite missing a few games through injury, he has won Crystal Palace Player of the Year. Fair enough. Speech! 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 Oh. Never mind then. Is that overall... Is that Premier League Player of the Season? Is it actually? Live chat is telling me that he's the overall player... Like, the overall Player of the Season. It can't be. It can't be. Let's have a look. Average rating. Kai Havertz has the best average rating. But he's only played 2 games. If anyone that played more than a handful of games, Alexander Isak had the highest average rating. Was Dino even on the list? Adam Wharton was higher than Dino. Can't tell for clean sheets because it doesn't show bloody goalkeepers. It shows everybody. So congratulations, Cody Gakpo, on getting the golden glove. Fix that, please. That, for reference, that wasn't the Career Mode's decision. A Career Mode team's decision. That was the presentation team. The Career Mode team were on our side, reckoning that it should be Golden Glove goalkeepers only. But the presentation team wanted to have it replicate real-life Opta stats that show clean sheets for every player. But we're going to try and get that changed if we can in the not-too-distant future. We'll give you a full season roundup after the Europa Conference League final tomorrow. But it will be the... Yeah, look. Premier League Player of the Season. Dean Henderson. Unbelievable. How? How's he frauded that then? Absolutely no idea. Join me tomorrow with the suit for the Conference League final here with Crystal Palace then. Looking forward to that one. Very much so indeed. Hopefully you guys are too. Valencia tonight though. Don't miss that too. I'll see you then.